All right.
Is it Beaujolais?
This is Beaujolais. And we're doing Beaujolais because it's what we're going to be having with Thanksgiving dinner. It's all gamay, as Beaujolais typically is, and it is an essential part of any Thanksgiving table. When I chose the wines for this month, I thought about the massive amount of food people are going to be eating, and I also thought about the people they'll be eating them with, which is typically family they don't see very often. Mm-hmm. So the wines have to be accessible with the food. They need to be able to stand up to whatever's on the table, but they also need to be friendly in a way that no one is not drinking.
Yeah.
And they need to be fresh enough that people continue to drink. So for me, this and the Riesling we're drinking check all of those boxes.
Yeah, this is delicious.
Yeah, let me see, get it in here. So
Beaujolais is all gamay, always.
It's all gamay, always. And it does a really cool thing where it's fruity. There's like great red fruit. Yeah. It's textured, but it's fresh. The texture is lifted, and it just makes you want to keep taking another sip.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It's so good, right?
A lot of flavor, but not heavy.
And that is like the key to pairing wine for holidays.
Mm. Taste the Riesling.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit, but I need to top.
Yes, and then the white we're using for Thanksgiving is one of the world's great white grapes and most misunderstood, and it's Riesling. This comes from Alsace in northern France, and when I say Riesling in the shop, people immediately run to thinking that it's sweet, and this wine is bone dry.
Yeah, it's not at all.
It's bone dry, but you can see from the color already, the wine is not shy. It's gonna have texture, and it's gonna be able to stand up just like the gamay to anything that's on the Thanksgiving table. Mm-hmm. It smells so good.
Yeah, it's good. So there's a lot of acid in this too. Is that what makes it good with food?
Well, it's what makes Riesling so special, and why people misunderstand Riesling, because Riesling is naturally high in acid, and because of that, it can make really sweet wines and still maintain freshness, and bone dry, teeth chattering wine, and it can make everything in between. And I think, unfortunately, because you see a lot of beautiful sweet wine, people sometimes always associate it with being sweet. You can see here, this is dry, this is fresh, but it still has texture, and it's kind of everything you want when you're pairing, your big Thanksgiving spread.
Yeah. So since I've obviously known you, Riesling has become kind of my go-to move at dinners.
Yeah.
At a restaurant when we need a white wine for something, and it's always such a hit because people don't expect it to be so dry and so flavorful.
Riesling's the wine people don't know they want. Yeah. It's because it's vibrant. Yeah. It's accessibly priced. You can get world-class Riesling in like the $25 range, and it stands up to all sorts of foods.
Yeah. This one compared to others.
So this is classic Alsace. It's dry, but there's texture, and it's very classic. It's kind of waxy. Mm-hmm. If you just go a little bit north into Germany, into the Mosel, the dry Rieslings there are, and the reason I didn't put a German Riesling is because they can be very slatey, a little more austere. This has fruit, this has texture, it's a little round. Theirs is like a laser beam, and some people love that, but it's a little more divisive. So I find that this is super friendly with food, super friendly with family, and perfect for pairing with kind of more holiday fare. Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know if you're still rolling, but like 2015 is a warm year in Western Europe, and so the wines tend to just be more generous, more open. Mm-hmm. It's a vintage that you can pull the cork on and just know the wine's ready.
Yeah.
In a lot of places, and you feel it here. It's a big wine, for sure.
But you can stand up to turkey.
Stand up to turkey, stand up to political conversations, can stand up to all sorts of things that happen at the dinner table.